Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. This is a quote by Peter Ustinov. The point of living is to believe the best is yet to come. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We ended out on 104, NASDAQ off 16, S&P's off 9.5, gold contract up $5.90, trading at $1,193 an ounce. Silver up 9 cents at $16.99 an ounce. Platinum down $8 at $1,140 an ounce. Oil flat at $47.42 a barrel. Oil, folks, wants to press into those lows. The XLE looks pretty tough right now. The XLE could be an additional ABC structure on the way down. Bonds. Every bond market, folks, will not give it up. You get the 10-year up 12 ticks, 129.07. That wants the highs. 30-year up 1 full point and 12 ticks at 165.13. Bottom line, inside both of those markets, guess what? There's not enough bonds, U.S. bonds, that is, out in the marketplace right now for the amount of demand there are. Why? Because guess what? For the developed world, we have the highest rates, and they're huge. And they were down dramatically today, by the way. The 10-year right now is trading at 1.8, okay? Bottom line that, you know, we can go through the rest of the world, but that is way over the rest of the world by 200, 300%. You know, the numbers don't sound large, but the percentages are incredibly large, okay? So bottom line is that what you're going to see the bond market continue to go higher in price, lower in yield. Amazing, no doubt. King dollar. King dollar was up 107 ticks today, 97.40. King dollar wants lower price. Euro, and is that deviant? Yes, it is, folks. That King dollar wants lower price with the bond market going up, but guess what? That's what it wants. Euro flat, down 22 ticks today at 109. Euro wants higher price. We'll see whether these are dead cat bounces inside the euro. We'll see if the trend has happened inside the dollar. The higher probability, and we'll know that pretty quickly, I'd say in the next week. If the dollar comes off these highs once again with volume, that is going to be a much larger correction than a regular 0.382. Yen's trading at 119.70. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. If we go to the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? SPY out here trading. Put this on a daily for a second. The SPY is trading at a price point of 208.82. What we did out here today, you backed down. We backed down with 70 million shares. That's basically going into 162. So the high is still wants to be tested out here, which is that 212.24. You know, we've hit 211.27. I expect somehow, some way that thing's going to get tested. Why? Because on the weekly, it was pushing in with volume. And thus far on the daily, you know, we're into 2 days right now, the volume is dramatically lighter. You're talking about 143 million versus 755. So the Qs. What you do have inside, though, the S&Ps, there's a lot of stocks that that are weak inside the S&P, and they're basically selling them down. We take a look at the NDX 100, the 3 Qs, sideways move out here today, down 38 cents. You're trading into the strength from the 18th. We had 40 million shares on the 18th, down today with 19 million. The IWM, the small caps, same type of setup as small caps. Small caps are trying to finish up that ABC structure on the way up, which is about 2 points higher than we are right now. Now, let's go to this gold market. I want to show you a much longer-term deal inside the gold market, and this is what it is. First, I'm going to bring up the actual contract. So when we take a look at the contract, what you have is this. The contract right now is trading out at a price point of 1193.70. This contract looks to me like it wants to go to 1223. Now, I'm going to put up the GLD because on a much longer term basis, what you're going to see what this did is pretty amazing what we actually did inside the gold contract. Inside the gold market in general, folks, okay? And longer term charts say quite a bit. This one here is going to say, it's going to be pretty incredible looking at this. So I'm going to put this on a monthly. This is the GLD we're talking about. And as I put this on a monthly, I'm going to bring this back to basically, 2005, 2006. What you're going to see is this. The run, the most extraordinary run that the GLD had done. Well, and first off, what you want to understand is that the GLD only came into existence in 2003, I believe. 1 second. Yeah, because it was 2005. Because what had happened also is that when that came into existence, what did that do? Well, you get an ETF structure. Inside an ETF structure, they have to buy the physical in order to basically push the equity out, okay? So that put an expansion in the demand side of gold. Well, GLD goes sideways from 2006 all the way over to 2007. It does a nice pop up to $1,000, meaning the price of gold in 2008. It pulls back to 666. Now, this is the run you want to watch. After we pull back to 666, which was the October 08 low, it was a non-stop run from 66 all the way up to 1900. Inside that run, the last time, and depending on how long you've been listening to TFNN, listening to my program in particular, the last time that we had any volume on the upward side, it was monster volume, and it was in December of 09. Well, December of 09, the high, it was November and December, actually. The high of November was 116.88. The high of December was 119.54. Okay? We had volume there in November of 403 million on the monthly basis. And December, we had 570 million. Okay, so what do? We go top side the whole way. We start pulling back, and where do we pull back into? Well, guess what? We pull back into the last time that there was any large volume at the 115 area. Okay, and how do we do it? Well, the first time that we came down, so picture this for a second, too. This is a much larger call than I'm making here, because this is what it is. We've been coming down since 2011. It's 2015. It's March of 2015. First leg, we went from 1850 down to 1480. You do a counter trend bounce to 1740. Next leg takes you down to 1140. The 1140 area, what were you doing at the 1140 area? 1140 area on a continual basis, what we were doing is that we were testing that. We've been testing that area, folks, since June of 2013. Okay? So, now watch how this test has been done, because it's so cool, okay? You want to remember something. The benchmark is 570 million. First time we came down there, which we came down hard, in June of 2013, we came down with 254 million. Now, that in itself was pretty good, okay? And what do? You bounce from 1140 gold, and you bounce back up to 1370. Nice expansion, right? Go back downtown again. Guess what? We want to test it again in December. We test that in December. What do we do in December? We get down 185 million. So now you get 185 million going against the 254, going against what? The benchmark. The benchmark is this 570. You go topside again, gold runs and hits the 1280 mark. Not good enough. And this is what happens in the gold market. This is what happens in any market, but it particularly happens in the gold market. Particularly after a run like this. You come back down again, you test it out again. We tested out in November. The test in November was 147 million. So now we deal with 147 million versus the 254 versus the 570. And guess what, folks? We tested it this month. And what are we going to test it with? About 144 million. What does that set up? That sets up a run. Now, does that mean that the run has to go up and over the 1300? No. What are you going to be looking for? You're going to be looking for wide price spread, accelerated volume as you get into the 1250 mark. That 1250 mark is going to be crucial. You get accelerated volume at the 1250, it'll take it up to 1370, and then guess what? It would take it to 1480. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Dow finished down 104. NASDAQ on 16. S&P's off 9.5. We're going to be right back.